Now, BAC is a acronym for blood alcohol concentration, and also known as breathalyzer test. Move on. Thank you, Tanner. Now, BAC test operates to measure the alcohol concentration through the detection of ethanol in the individual's breath. These tests are widely used, especially at traffic stops. These tests, on principle, are used to detect whether alcohol has been consumed and absorbed into the bloodstream. Now, the technology occurs with two main chemical reactions. The first is at the anode, which is the entrance to which you breathe into. You see in the image above, ethanol from the breath is released into the breathalyzer. Through the technology of the breathalyzer, it is transformed and at the cathode to detect using a ratio to find out that the ethanol in your breath and how that compares to what the alcohol would be in your blood system. And that is used to detect whether you are incapable of driving, etc. You move on. So in context, when you would breathe through a breathalyzer, the numbers that you would receive could look like this. And so legally, you're allowed to drive on anything below the the point away exactly. Below the legal limit.
So anything, as you see in this picture, anything in the red is illegal. You cannot drive at all. Anything in the orange is, although it's not illegal, it is still preferred not to drive like that, and you can't.
You risk too much. Exactly.
Way too much.
Too on. Appreciate it. For some context, 12 ounces of fluid beer, 5% alcohol, and etc. More increasing percentages of alcohol. Now, what is a let's say mouthwash? What percentage of mouthwash of alcohol in mouthwash does that look like? Well, the mouthwash that we tested had about 20% alcohol in it, and that's just a regular old Listerine. And so we want to detect and find out whether after using mouthwash, whether that could be detected as drinking alcohol, and therefore make you qualified to receive a DUI.
I can take it from here.
Yes, sir,
as you see behind us, this is our chart / graph that we made from our experiment. As you see, after and 1 minute after and immediately after swishing the mouthwash, all the participants blew a 0-0, which means there was no alcohol in the system. Since after a minute there was nothing, there was still 0-0s, we can conclude that after a minute there would not be any change. This is the same data, just in a table form, as you can see.
This is a revisualization of our data, and what this tells us is that though alcohol is present in the mouth, and logically we can understand that swishing mouthwash isn't going to impair your driving abilities, but our goal was to be able to see whether it'd be detected as if you were impaired.
Mm-hmm.
Move on.
Now that you know the data, let us show you how we got there.
First, we started with our question: do alcoholic mouthwashes affect the breathalyzer test? As we went through this experiment, we found the results as we showed you earlier. Our poster board is very aesthetic, as I would like to say. We got blue on this side, red on this side, and then we mix it up in between.
One might say that it resembles the lights of a police car.
It does.
One that you would be in if you got a DUI.
Mm-hmm. So in our procedure, we just go through what we did. We took 25 milliliters of mouthwash. We swish and gargled it for around 45 seconds, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. And then immediately after spitting it out, we use the breathalyzer for how long it takes, which is about 4 or 5 seconds of blowing until the beep goes off, and it runs the data and shows you what you got.
We continue that process with our 15 participants, members of each of our families, all relaying the same data we had earlier concluded.
After the procedure, you can see the material list. Very short. We just have the Backtrack breathalyzer, Listerine gum therapy antiseptic mouthwash, Glacier Mint, don't forget that,
Okay.
the stopwatch, and our 15 participants. You can get any participants. You can get family members or you can get friends. We went with our family members because it was easiest for us. In the middle, we have a couple images just representing right here. This is what a normal breathalyzer looks like. Then we have our table, which we showed you earlier. Then we have a few more pictures. We have this picture, which we showed you earlier, representing all the different BAC measurements. We have a picture of the exact mouthwash we used, and then the graph / chart that we showed you earlier.
Good job, Tanner. Yeah, and so this is just a revisualization of our data, of our experiment. And now that you know how a breathalyzer works and how we got to the data to find out that even if you drink mouthwash, no DUI for you.
You're safe on the roads.
Thank you.